Yo, what the fuck is up? Welcome to My Favorite Lyrics, the podcast where we talk about music lyrics, except for when we talk about other stuff. And today we got an incredible guest, somebody that's so funny. You might have seen her if you're in New York City. You might have seen her on Girl Code back in the day.
Hell yeah.
Welcome to the show, Chanel Ali.
Hey, so good to be here. I can't wait to talk about hip-hops.
You know, and in its various forms.
Yes.
And everything that's going on.
I love it. It influenced me so much.
We were just talking about this off mic. I feel like this is a good place to start.
Yeah.
Is the fact that you used to be a wedding DJ.
Mm-hmm. I would be like, hey guys, I'm DJ Chanel, but you can just call me Chanel. If anybody needs to speak to me during the wedding, just Chanel is fine. Because it just felt like too much. But I worked for a company that had a lot of DJs.
Okay.
And so a couple would come to the company and they would look through, you know, a little magazine of DJs and they'd pick out DJ Chanel.
They'd be like, oh, she knows.
Yeah.
She knows her way around the ones and twos.
Like, she's the youngest person in this book.
Oh, what other kind of DJs were going on?
Just me and old white guys.
This is in Michigan.
It's in the Midwest, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm doing Midwest weddings.
Okay.
And this is back before, like, Serato was as jumping as it is now.
Yeah.
I was carrying CDs.
Oof.
I'm doing a 6-disc CD changer.
Uh-huh.
I'm taking requests. I have to find the CD. Remember where it is. Find the track. Sometimes I don't even have the track. I have to screen it. It's insanity. The speakers were so heavy. I would set up my thing and then just pretend to struggle with the speakers until somebody helped me. Yeah. I would get there early and just, whoo! And then some man would come up, hey, lady, let me help you with this. Thank you so much. Oh, my gosh. I don't know how I was going to do it.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know. I can't tell if I would have helped or not.
I think you would have.
I can't.
I think you would have.
I probably would have, but I would have seen through it.
Yeah.
I would have been like, she not even trying to lift it for real.
She wasn't even sweating.
She wasn't even. She could do it. Look at her. She got that.
I actually could see you more being like, hey, somebody should help her. You guys.
nudging one of my homies.
Come on, guys. You just put your drinks down and go help her.
Come on. I'm too drunk. I can't. You know, I go over there. I'll drop it on her foot. But
yeah.
Like, yeah.
But it was also a lot of pressure. I mean, you would have a manager come into the wedding, and if people weren't like aggressively dancing, you would get marked down.
Oh,
so it was my job to really keep them on the floor, and I'm sweat that bride out. You know what I mean? I was like, y'all are all gonna work.
Did you base it more off of like music that you thought was good, or did you base it off of what you thought the flavor of the wedding was gonna be?
The flavor of the wedding for sure.
Okay.
Especially like once I had a conversation with the bride and the groom, I was like, I see y'all.
Interesting.
Sweet Caroline ass. I see y'all.
Can we just talk about Sweet Caroline really quick? We talk about Sweet Caroline. Sweet Caroline was like, I didn't hear that song until I got to college.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot on this show about the kind of racial division that can exist amongst music. Did you grow up around white people?
Sometimes.
I
moved a lot.
Okay, so like depending on the neighborhood or school or whatever. I feel like I grew up in a pretty blended environment. It was a good amount of everybody. Like everybody was there. But I definitely been to like white people's houses. I've been to white people parties. Yeah. You know, you go to college, unless you go to HBCU, you're going to college with a lot of white people. So
absolutely.
Like I spent time around many in comedy, SNL.
Yes.
Like I've been in very white environments. So I feel like I feel like I have a good sense for what's happening. We've talked about this a bunch. And then you'll go to certain settings and you'll be like, well, where have y'all been hiding this?
Why y'all got such cool stuff over here?
Well, not even cool, just shit that I'm like, when did y'all tuck this away? This feels like y'all were hiding this.
Yeah.
Sweet Caroline was one of them types of songs where I was at a college baseball game. And they all started doing Sweet Caroline, and every single person, except for I was one of maybe 2 black people in the whole stadium, was da da da.
Yeah.
Good times never seem so good.
They're not even just doing the lyrics; they're doing the chord changes.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. Yeah. Why are you singing the chord changes?
It doesn't happen like that in any other song.
No, and if you're not like privy to that, especially as a person of color, when you watch a bunch of white people start. Dun, dun, dun. You're like, what is this?
It's terrifying.
What episode of what show are we about to be a part of?
Yeah, you feel like you might get tossed in like a boiling pot.
Something crazy.
This could be like I remember one time when I lived in Austin, I took shrooms and went to I did like a backyard comedy show that then turned into a party afterwards. And I remember being like fully on shrooms, and a bunch of white people started singing. They started rapping like the real Slim Shady or something like that. And it was in the moment, it was the scariest thing that ever happened to me in my life. And I was like, I have to leave. It felt like it felt like a threat in the moment. They were just singing along to the song that was playing on the speakers.
Yeah.
But whatever Eminem song it was, I was like, oh, this feels like it is at me, and I'm gonna need to step away from the party. And I left.
Because they're doing something that it's like, whoa, you didn't say I was going to do that.
Yeah, I guess what I'm learning is I don't like when white people are in unison doing anything.
It's scary.
Anytime they're all doing something collectively, I'm like, I need to take a step back. I need to be around an exit. I need to be in a position where I can leave as soon as possible.
Watching white people all clap on the 1 and the 3.
Yeah.
I'm like, are we okay?
It's challenging.
Don't light no candles in here. Yeah. Y'all better not be setting nothing up.
It is. That is a fascinating. Not to I don't know. I try not to be a comedian who's doing white people are like this and black people are like this.
But what else is there to talk about? Where are we gonna pull material if we don't acknowledge?
We gotta talk. It is different. I remember one time my mom took me to go see. My mom, she was living in Virginia at the time, and I guess I must have been living in New York, and I came to visit her, and she was like, Devon, I got a surprise for us. And I was like, oh, what's going on? Are we going to a new restaurant? She's like, we're gonna go to a comedy show tonight. Ooh. And I was like, oh, Ma, your heart's such in the, she's so in the right place, and she's probably gonna watch this, but Mom, your heart was in the right place. But I was like, I do this every day. I'd rather just watch something on Netflix with you.
Yeah.
We could just hang out and shoot the shit.
You know what we're going to do on your day off? Watch your friends work.
Yeah, exactly. You know what we're going to do on your day off? Go back to work.
Yeah.
And I remember we watched this guy. It was a guy who was he was on Steve Harvey's morning show. He was one of Steve Harvey's sidekicks and one of Steve Harvey's 35 jobs that he has. And she was like, yeah, we're going to see Junior from the Steve Harvey morning show.
You know him.
And I was like, I really don't, Mom. We in different corners, and
we're doing different activities at different times.
He's around Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
He's around Steve Harvey. They wearing hard bottom shoes and big suits, and that's beautiful for them. But I just got a different lifestyle, Mom.
Yeah, my closet's not that big.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I live in New York City. My closet's in the living room.
Right.
I don't even got a closet in the room. I gotta go around the couch.
Yeah.
But I remember just being like, if I could guess, Ma, this dude's gonna have a big chunk on white people are like this and black people are like that. And when I say it was 35 smooth minutes.
That's a long time. Was it a co-headlining show?
No,
what type of show is it?
No. It was just his show. He talked about some other stuff too. He also did. I wasn't headlining at all then, and so I feel like I did respect that he had a real big chunk that was just local observations. But then what I realized that he did was he just asked somebody oh, what's a bad neighborhood in this part of town?
And they start shouting it out.
And then he just I was like, oh, this is just a stock joke. This is just a stock joke.
Filler,
but then every city that you go to, you're like, oh, I was in Crevice Point.
Yeah.
Oh man, y'all didn't tell me it was that bad over there. And I was like, that can be what the road is. That can be what the road is.
I'm gonna do that bit tomorrow.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm doing it.
You go to comics. If any comics listen to this, you can use that. You could go to any city and be
the waiter at the comedy club, what's the neighborhood that's you hate to go? They'd be like, oh, Dorchester. And then you start, oh man, I was over there. I'm not going over there again.
Chanel, wedding DJ. What outside of Sweet Caroline? What else was popping? During your wedding DJ times?
White people in the Midwest, they love "Jump Around" by House of Pain.
As a white Midwesterner, Carmen,
yeah, you're getting excited. I know. We're not gonna play it. We're not gonna play it.
Y'all can't see it, but Carmen already on her toes. She's seconds away from jumping around.
I learned these from trial and error in the beginning. I was like, I don't know what to play. And then I was like, whoa, they love that jump around. Wow, they were grabbing the decorations off the wall. They're throwing them around. They're destroying the wedding. Wow, this is a great show,
Interesting.
No Diggity.
It's
transcends race. No Diggity.
I guess I could get down with no Diggity. There are certain songs that have that level of popularity that I'm just we gotta retire them at a certain point.
Yeah.
No Diggity is right on the verge of that. This is how we do it. I don't need to ever hear "This is how we do it" for the rest of my life.
That makes me feel old now.
What?
This is how we do it?
Yeah.
I'm like, look at what it's 1998.
You know what I mean?
Party am I at?
This is how we do it. Like there's certain like classic songs. The Cha Cha Slide could stay.
We'll allow it.
The Cha Cha Slide could stay.
That's something for everybody.
You know what I mean? With the Beyonce Before I Let Go, when everybody does the electric slide, like that could.
Every once in a while, a Cupid Shuffle can sneak in there. You're done. You're done with Cupid Shuffle.
Shout out to Cupid. We've had him on this show.
Oh, to the right?
To the right, and to the left, and everything in between. Oh. Cupid, cool ass dude. I've heard it. Oh. That's the wobble. I'll never do the wobble again for the rest of my life.
Wow.
I have a really negative connotation with the wobble. The wobble came out when I was in college, and I remember like it was everywhere. And I remember I've talked about this on the pod, but I remember going to this party with like these people that I had a science lab with, and I thought I was like gonna hook up with one of the girls. Like I thought we like had a vibe. Yeah. And so I thought it was like this is the time where it's supposed to happen, and then she was in there with a different nigga, and I was just like. And then everybody was doing the wobble, and I was like sitting on the side of the chair being mad that I was like at this function. I was like,
this dance is stupid.
Yeah, and I was like, how long do I have to be there? Everybody was like, come on, get up and do the wobble. And then I was just like doing it angry. Wobble, baby, wobble. And after that, I was like, this is the last time I'm doing this fucking dance.
Don't do the wobble angry. You know what else would surprise you? Regulate.
Oh,
they love
white
that
people
song.
love Regulate.
Yes, especially the way it starts. Dun, 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 dun.
It is pretty good.
Regulators, we see whatever they say in the
get up, get
up, come on, they're playing it because it has a good like intro. You have enough time to go get your friend and get the prize, and it's just like every 10 out of 10 they're Regulate.
That feels
10
like
10 out of 10.
I wouldn't have guessed that, but now that you're saying it, I'm like, that makes perfect sense.
Everybody's on board.
Interesting, because you need a lead up.
Yes,
you need a lead up. I feel like the black people wedding version of that is Back That Ass Up.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you can
the horns.
Zoom. It gives there's like a full like 20 seconds where people can really be like, okay.
To decide, I'm about to go catch the vibe right now.
Yeah.
I was waiting and now I think this is where I'm gonna start it.
That's like a real like get you off your feet.
Yes.
Type. Did you ever try to slip any of your own music?
My music that
I
produced,
not music that you made.
Because I had beats. I had some beats. No, I never tried to put them on game.
Okay.
Because I was really trying. I remember knowing that the money was in getting them to buy extra hours, right?
Oh, I didn't even realize I was part of the.
Yeah, that was it. That was where the real money was because if I could get them to pay past midnight, now
it's overtime.
We're paying double. We're $300, $400 an hour now.
Okay, now
I really needed that money, so I would wait until like 11:50. At 11:50 p.m., I'd be like, let's do Thriller. I'm going to throw Thriller. Then we'll do No Diggity, not just the first verse, because they get tired. A little jump around.
Yeah. Oh, you're saving all this.
I'm saving
this in the clip.
This is my emergency. It's about to be midnight.
Interesting.
Then I put on, whatever else that I'm like, this is going to get everybody. And then I find the father of the bride. And while people are going crazy.
Because that's the money man.
Yes. I walk up to him and I'm like, this is the last song. Sorry, we have to wrap it up after this. And then he looks at the dance floor, and his daughter, she's crying off her makeup. She's so sweaty. Everybody's
She got her shoes off.
They're in a state of euphoria.
Interesting.
And he knows that if he doesn't give me another $500, $600,
yeah, it's a wrap.
This is it.
Oh, do you need it cash in hand?
Yes, immediately. Or write the check.
It's not even. No, it's not even later.
You have 60 seconds, and then I have to turn it off.
You got to figure something out.
Yeah. They're like, whatever, little girl.
Yeah.
I'll pay it for my daughter, whatever.
Yeah.
They sound like that when they're up north.
Of course.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I would do it. That was where I made the money, was hustling them right at midnight, getting them to feel like, and then after that, I would go put on like Sinatra. I'd sit down.
Sure. Because
I don't care.
The money's already.
I don't care.
The cash is in hand. The money in bag.
I would like it if y'all go home.
Yeah. hit them with the Don't Stop Believing. Mm-hmm. That's another joint that.
Yes.
There's another joint that I didn't learn till I got to college that I also was like, my whites where I'm from weren't doing this. My whites weren't on this. Or if they were like keeping it like, they just knew. I think the white people I grew up around enough Black and Mexican people to know like, don't nobody want to hear that.
Yeah, play that later.
Or they would like save it for their separate white people functions. Country music I did grow up around.
Yeah.
But that's like that's the Texas of it all. Where it's like, that was kind of inescapable.
Yeah.
Yeah, country was just around.
I mean, the first time I went to Texas recently, and I was like, wow, it's a lot of cowboy hats.
Where'd you go?
I went to Houston. I went to Dallas. I was doing the House of Blues with Jared Freed, actually.
Okay, got you.
Really fun. But I was like, man, a lot of cowboy hats.
Yeah, no, the cowboy hats is real. That's what I think people is.
I'm such an up north girly.
Yeah, yeah, you
that
real
when
East
a guy
Coast.
with a cowboy hat is like, here, let me get the door for you. I'm like, I shouldn't go in here. Let me turn around. I was stupid. I was gonna chill at the lobby and have a drink. No.
My dad's also from the East Coast, but he's lived in Texas now for like 30-something years. So it's like he got a cowboy hat, he got boots.
Yeah. By the end of the trip, I was like, I should just get one, and then I'll feel better. Like get a nice velvet one or something.
A hat?
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm about
to. At least get some boots. I bought my first pair of boots like 2 years ago.
Wow.
And they're nice. I put them on with a suit.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it's a nice little vibe. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
dope.
Yeehaw.
I'm inspired.
Chanel, Philly's own.
You know.
Philly's own.
Yeah.
What were you listening to as a young Chanel?
Oh man, you know Cassidy?
I do know Cassidy.
Yo, I used to love Cassidy. I mean, I was listening to all the East Coast rap, but definitely Cassidy was big for me. Meek Mill got pretty popping while I was in like early college years because I went to Temple in Philly.
Is this when he was okay? But is this when he was still local, or this is when he like started to like?
He was
like
still
blow
local,
up?
but he was just starting to get there. I remember I went to a Trey Songz concert in Philly,
Whoo!
and Meek Mill opened the show, and that was like, whoa!
Everybody was like, "Oh, he up."
We came here in our freakum dress to fuck Trey Songz. But now we have a local rapper here.
Yeah.
That was really exciting.
I'm sure both of them did well that night.
Yeah.
I'm sure both of them found somebody, although I hope not too many women found Trey Songz.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they did. But yeah, they were out there heavy. But yeah, I remember Lupe Fiasco came to Temple and he performed. And that was like the first time I got like a free ticket to something.
Yeah.
And I went there and I stood up the whole time and I was like, we need chairs. This is crazy. But I was like, man, I'm really digging this. And then I started to like ingratiate myself in the music community in Philly.
Okay.
I started making beats. I started hanging out with only artists. And I went to one of their open mics one night and my pianist friend signed me up for the open mic list that night. And that's when I tried comedy for the first time.
To do stand-up?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were getting signed up to like perform an original song.
It was like a multi-genre open mic. So they had like poets and rappers and blah, blah, blah. And I remember it was $20 to get in, which is a lot for an open mic. So my friend felt really bad. He was like, I'm sorry you paid $20. And then the host got on stage and said, we got an empty slot if somebody doesn't sign up. We're going to be sitting here waiting for the guy to park and come and blah, blah, blah.
Whoa.
And I was like, man, just sign me up. Yeah, just sign me up.
This is like out of a movie.
Yeah, I know.
This is like out of a movie. And in the movie version of it, you like go up and you do stand up and there's like an executive in the back.
He's like,
and
hey, kid.
Yeah, and he's like, you had some pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Here's my card.
Yeah.
Why don't you reach out?
If you're ready to take this serious.
You know what I mean? Like, it
did feel like that.
That's the movie version of it.
It was like I needed to answer a question for myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, today seems like the day you should do it. So I was like 50-50. I was like, maybe you'll go up there and you will be funny and everything you think about yourself is true.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're wrong. And it's you know, we got to go back to school.
Wow. So a lot was riding on this moment.
For sure. And I remember my friend turned to me and he said, what are you going to say? And I said, I don't know. I'm just going to talk about my job because at the time I worked at the Philadelphia airport.
Okay.
And so I got up there and I just talked about like a couple of interactions I had with passengers that I was like, that was crazy. I mean, people are wild at the airport. And people laughed, and they were like, wow, where do you usually perform? And I was like, oh, my God, they're sucking my dick. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, this is amazing. And so then it still took me like another year after that to take it serious.
Okay.
But that was the first time I did it.
Wait, that's such a crazy story because you went there truly just like on some like community support shit.
Absolutely.
And then found your like life's passion.
But I think like if I wouldn't have ingratiated myself in that friend group, I wouldn't have found myself, maybe not as soon. Because they used to always say to me, they were like they're famous now. They're famous painters and rappers and you know, just incredible artists. And they were like, we were always trying to figure out which you were, like what type of artist you were. We were never sure. And then we saw you do comedy and we were like, that's what she is. And so I really feel like I found a core like chosen family and that helped me be my most authentic self. And then I was able to just like be honest.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
That's like a heartwarming story.
I know.
About how you found community, and
It only
ultimately
cost me $20.
And it's, for a lot of us, it costs quite a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that really is such a nice story. The first time you found stand-up through community, I found stand-up through straight up like, I went fully alone, like in the nighttime in the shadows, and just was like, I'm gonna give this a shot. Cause I remember like, I thought about, cause I was like, I was funny.
Right.
But like, obviously as we all know, it's the difference between being like funny at school and being funny like on stage. And I remember being like, there was like a competition. I lived in Austin. I remember there being there was like the funniest person in Austin competition. And I remember like missing the deadline. For whatever reason, my first idea was like, I'm gonna go compete in the funniest person in the city competition.
We all want that in the beginning.
After never doing it at all.
Yeah.
I was like, that's where I'll start.
Yeah, and I'll never bomb. It's never gonna happen to me.
I'll start in a competition, in a competitive format for a thing I've never even tried before.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Specials on the way.
I was like, what the fuck? But I was like, I missed that, and I was just like, okay, like I need to start trying so that by next year's competition, I could be ready. I don't know why it was so competition focused. That sucks.
It's because we can imagine what the work is, and that feels irrational.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's just hurry up and get discovered.
Yeah, I'll just get to the part where people can like see me and I can like win awards and stuff like that.
Give me money.
But I didn't tell anybody I was going to do it. The first few times I like went, I didn't tell, like, not a soul knew.
Wow.
Maybe like my girlfriend at the time knew about it, but
you were like, shut up, ho.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody about what I'm gonna go do. You tiptoed.
That's
bush to bush.
And that's how I talk to women. But I went and I did it, and it went so bad the first few times that I did it that I shrunk away. I didn't do it again for like a minute. I didn't do it. I also took a year off, but it was straight up because I was like, well, this probably ain't for me. I was like,
I'm so proud of you for fighting that feeling down.
I bounced back, and then when I came back like a year or so later, I figured it wasn't nearly as bad, and also I realized like, oh, you have to keep doing it.
To have actual growth. Yeah.
Because in my mind, I was like, I've been funny a bunch of times in my life. I'm gonna go up there and like
be a combination of all those times
and be me.
Yeah.
And then it'll just go from there.
I remember feeling like, just Ellen needs to just see me. That's the only thing that's stopping me from being a household name is that Ellen hasn't seen me yet.
Yeah.
But once she does, my grandmother will get in contact with her.
Yeah.
And that'll be the thing.
It'll figure itself out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I moved to New York after doing comedy in Philly for like 2 years. Yeah. And every Monday, and I still do this now, I started listening to Reasonable Doubt by Jay-Z.
Okay.
Because, that's when he's like in transition from selling drugs to being a rapper.
Yeah.
And he's raw.
Yeah.
He's talking that shit.
He is.
And I still think a lot of comedians need to listen to that album.
I'd like to revisit it. I don't remember the last time I've ever listened to it like all the way through.
Yeah.
But it's like that young Jay-Z is really talking like cash shit. And I've talked about this on the show before with Jay-Z specifically.
Yeah.
Every story that you ever hear about Jay-Z is him doing the flyest shit you've ever heard.
Yeah.
I've never heard Jay-Z ever be like, yeah, like it was a pretty good day, but then I like spilled a bunch of mustard on my pants and like I was walking around. I was really self-conscious about the fact that the mustard was there. It was frustrating.
It started raining.
Yeah, it was raining and I like stepped in a puddle or a pond and like then my foot was wet and I had mustard on my pants and it was just every day you hear about Jay-Z, he's like, I sold a lot of drugs. I didn't get close to getting caught by the police. I was really cash rich. And then I like went and like walked into the studio. There's all these stories that people talk about Jay-Z walking into the studio for like 5 minutes, laying down like an impossibly good verse that he just thought of on the spot, and then walking back out and like
no pens, no paper.
Just like laying in like one take. And then he walks in with like, this like classic Jay-Z verse. They're like, he just like walked in. We knew we only had him for 5 minutes. And so we were like, can you come up with something on the spot? And he was like, yeah. Perfect verse. And then he left and then like he got his dick sucked in the car.
Just crazy. Like, he had a driver. Exactly. He had a driver back then.
Like that. That's every story I hear about Jay-Z
and
is
I
that.
Love
I'm
it.
like, man, I just feel like most rappers when they talk about being the coolest nigga of all time, I'm like, that's... You got bad day. Jay-Z feels like he's never had a bad day, except for when Solange beat him up.
That seemed like a stressful day, for sure. And then maybe the day when the video came out. I think maybe 2 stressful days.
Sure, because I forget how much time there was between when the event happened. But he knew. He knew. He was like, it's a camera.
We're fighting in the elevator?
Yeah.
I like that shit, though. I really do.
Yeah, you would have.
I just think, like, as we grow in our careers, I want some scandal.
Sure.
Not, like, too messy, hopefully, right. But a little crazy, like, oh, we got to smile, wipe your tears. A little, let's get ready, you know?
Have you ever been involved in a scandal?
Not seriously.
You gotta be the change you want to see in the world. We gotta get you involved in some sort of
like
scandal.
An entertainment scandal.
Yeah, which is like it's harder. It's harder in our line of work because
I feel like you might have been in on it too. But I remember when Ariana Grande got a pet pig. Do you remember that?
Why would I have been in on this?
You know why. You know why. And she had a pet pig, and it was like everybody online was like, oh, my God. And I had seen the pig because I think we, like, bought weed from the same guy. And he was like, I got pictures of the pig. I just went. And it was just like, I remember feeling like I'm before the blogs.
Whoa.
I know everything about that pig.
You was, like, tapped into, does she still have a pig? That's
why it was scandalous.
You know much more about this situation.
That's why it was so scandalous, because everybody was like, she got a pet pig.
No
way she's going to take care of a pet pig.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we never saw it. But I don't know, maybe she does. Maybe she got an assistant taking care of the pig. I hope so.
Ariana Grande's pig, if you're listening, and we know that you are, reach out.
I think it still has an Instagram. You can look it up.
Let us know if you're okay. We praying for you, pig.
Yeah.
You were a DJ, and you were making beats.
Yeah.
Then you were doing comedy.
I tried comedy.
And you were listening to Reasonable Doubt.
I was listening to Reasonable Doubt, but I also I think they say that your favorite album is the one that comes out when you're in junior high.
Oh, I always thought it was when you were in like early college.
I heard junior high because I heard that those years are when we are the most impressionable. And I saw this, I mean, I read this in a book, which is TikTok. And so it's fact and it's really good. It's good information.
You can't debate that.
We can't argue. Yeah. And so I feel like the Dynasty album is a Jay-Z album, but other people say it's, it's a whole like a Rockefeller.
It's a compilation.
Yeah. But I just think it impacted me so much because it's a lot of boy rappers emoting. Yeah. They're being very emotional.
Interesting.
There's a song in there called Where Have You Been? Mm-hmm. And it's just every rapper dedicating a verse to their dads. And they're upset. None of them are happy.
Yeah, you're saying none of them are being like, Dad, you did a good job. Like, I appreciate you spinning.
I'll fucking kill you.
I'll beat your ass if I ever see you.
I never needed you. Look at me. I'm on the Dynasty album. Ho.
Where the fuck you at?
And
Under a bridge, I hope.
13-year-old Chanel was like, this nigga spitting. That's right, fuck him.
I feel like I'm learning something about you and your dad.
Hell yes. I was like, I don't need him.
Yeah, I feel like
But also, where have you been? And that's a good question.
And what are you doing, and are you coming back?
I think, do you know the song? Because that's how it goes.
No, I don't.
I thought you coming home. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. You know the song.
I don't. I mean, maybe I do. One time I was at an open mic and I forget who was hosting it, but it was a black woman and like it was at Peaches. It was at Peaches in like Clinton Hill. It was at a Peaches restaurant, and I remember her being like, we all just like up here doing comedy because like we don't got dads.
Oh no.
She goes, except for Devon, you could tell he was close with his. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's how I'm gonna introduce you that way every time.
This next comic, you could tell he's close with his father. You could tell him and his dad got a pretty strong relationship. They knew each other. They didn't have no breaks in communication. Y'all give it up for Dev.
Dev, good school. Good school.
Okay school.
Okay school.
Okay school. Not a state school.
But yeah, where have you been? I mean, that's to title a song that
see.
Know it's all about dads. Where have you been?
Man,
I think that was like the last track on that album. I think it's like how they and you
sure
can hear rain. The whole song, it's raining. And every verse that these rappers are talking to their dads.
Yeah, you really do remember this because this really is.
Yes, I'm telling you, I was like, let it rain, and I'm going to put this song on and think about my dad.
You was really like, you was in it as a kid.
Yeah, for sure.
You was really.
Yeah.
You was listening to the Rockefeller album. Mm-hmm. You was listening to the Rockefeller album and you was listening to Jay-Z. You was really listening to
the Dynasty album. I was like, nobody better scratch this record. I'm very serious. This is something I'm going to listen to all the time.
And this is like I'm looking at this. This came out on Halloween in 2000.
Yeah.
And this is like a real 2000 like class. This is an early aughts kind of. You got Just Blaze on here.
Yes.
Oh, this one had I Just Want to Love You.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
Give me that funk.
That was
sweet,
the single.
That nasty, that gushy stuff.
But the rest of it,
This Can't Be Life.
Come on.
Produced by Kanye.
Come on. This Can't Be Life.
Yeah.
It's classic.
Who's your favorite Philly rapper?
I knew you were gonna ask me that, and that's really hard.
Okay.
Because I don't have one. That's really hard.
Respect.
But I'll give a lot of love to Freeway. I love Freeway.
Okay.
And Beanie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we can count Jay Electronica, but he shouts out Philly enough that for me it's good.
What is his relationship to Philly?
He was poor there.
Oh, got you. Because he's from New Orleans.
Yeah, he's been all over.
Yeah, he was with the Rothschilds.
He's not anymore?
No, I think they've gone their separate ways.
Well, that's a shame.
He's one of those, there's certain people, we know people like this in comedy too, where it's like, you would believe, any story you hear about them, you would believe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I feel like Jay Electronica is exactly that, where it's like he put out one project over the course of like 15 years.
Yeah.
And it was like immediately everybody's like, this is the next great artist. But then he like wouldn't put anything else out.
Yeah.
And then he was like involved with one of the Rothschilds who like left her husband to be with Jay. Like he's like...
living in like London, chilling.
Yeah, with like a billionaire family.
Yes,
like
big long money.
Yeah. Huh.
He seems happy.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Was it him and Erykah Badu for a minute?
I think so.
Okay.
We'll have to double check that.
Yeah, I gotta y'all can fact check me in the comments. But Chanel, let's talk about some lyrics.
Okay.
Let's talk about some lyrics. You brought us some music from Jay-Z.
Okay, yes, 1-900 Hustler.
I'm gonna pull up the lyrics for you, and you can.
Are you ready? I don't even know if I need this.
Oh, I mean, if you need it, it's there.
Let me just lay it out for you.
Okay, go ahead. Set the scene.
Jay-Z, Beanie Siegel, Memphis Bleak, and Freeway are all on this track, 1-900 Hustler, and it's a line where you could call in and talk to them about what you're going through.
Oh, they're doing like a therapy hotline.
Enterprising. This is business. This is business.
It always is with Jay.
Imagine if we could do that. If we could have, at some point in our careers,
called into Jay-Z and Beanie Siegel.
No, two comedians. You want to talk to Jay-Z?
No, I don't want to talk to comedians either. I don't know who I want to talk to.
You don't want to call up Martin Lawrence 6-7 years ago and be like, "Hey, should I say this tag? I think that could be dope."
For the for the comedy that I do and the comedy Martin does, I think he might lead me astray for where I'm trying to go.
He's like, "How'd you get my number?"
Yeah, that's also like, I don't know. Comics don't be wanting to like. I feel like it's a certain type of like nice guy comedian who really wants to like lead you down the right and be like, hey, like, why don't you try this? Because I feel like there's a lot of guys who want to do that, but they're usually not the guys you want to take that advice from. Like I remember being at open mics when I was in Texas back in the day, and I remember there's this one dude who like would always like when I started out, you know how like certain guys seem so wise when you're starting.
Yeah.
You know, when you're starting, there was this one guy who like he'd be at all the mics with me. I was, a couple months in, and he knew people, and he'd be like, hey man, like you should try to like transition from like this idea to like this idea.
Yeah, I was
or
just
like,
listening.
Yeah, like why don't you? Okay, you see how she ends her sets.
Yeah.
You shouldn't end sets like that.
Oh,
don't wear that type of shirt. Like he was telling me all that shit. Truly, 1 year later, I was like, this nigga's insane. He's crazy.
365 days later, I was like, I don't know this guy knows what he's talking about.
That's what I'm saying. He's wearing a lab coat around a lot, and I've never seen him go to a hospital. Like he's fucking nuts.
There is that cusp of comedy where these guys like to hang around but don't have the balls to actually do the thing they say. And they're like, yeah, but I know what I'm talking about though.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but you're a little bitch.
Yeah,
though.
and you never go on stage, but you're always here.
Why would I listen to a little bitch?
I'm saying that on a regular basis.
You should. Okay, so you call 1-900 Hustler. You tell him what's going on. Jay-Z takes the first call.
Okay.
Some guy from Brooklyn. He's like, yo, I moved to another place. I'm trying to like start my shit up. He's like, yo, either play nice in the new neighborhood or find like the biggest, baddest guy, go smack him, take his stuff, and then sell it back to him. The guy's like, I like that. I'm going to go with that one. Jay-Z says, write out a check to me, $800. That's what they're independent contractors.
This is fascinating that Jay-Z's like, all right, you can call it, because presumably this conversation couldn't have gone on any longer than 30, 40 seconds.
We're talking a short verse.
We're talking
a short verse.
We're talking a minute tops.
You know?
And Jay-Z's main advice is beat somebody up and rob them.
Smack him.
And then on top of that, Jay-Z's like, and you know what? Before you rob him, I'm going to go ahead and rob you. That's $800.
Right out of check.
For the 1 minute.
Jigga man.
The Rock is in the building.
Right. So then Chris off the Young Guns calls in.
Shout out the Young Guns.
Hell yeah. And he's like, yo, they taking too long with this advance money. They keep talking about chill to pay the bills. Come on, how many times we felt like that? How many times we felt anybody who's an independent contractor, you waiting on an invoice, you know. They'd be like, oh, it's in the mail? No, it ain't.
This is something that I could talk about for hours. It's something I could talk about for days.
Yeah.
Especially during moments when you like need it.
Oh my gosh.
There in moments like I definitely remember like having moments where I like needed whatever check, and it wasn't even no crazy check.
No.
This might be a check for $3,500.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the time, that $3,500 is like I already got that allocated before I even got it.
I'm overdrawn $2,000.
You feel me? So it's like that's gonna help me get back on top. And then like I remember literally being like, I think it was like a Comedy Central, like a Comedy Central featuring thing. They give you like $3,000-$4,000 or something like that, and which I was thrilled to get because I remember at that time being like, all right, I gotta pay this bill off, I gotta pay my credit card and da. But I was like, then like once all that clear, I could take a couple Ubers this month.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some Chinese food.
You know what I mean? Like it was like, okay, I don't gotta eat a bodega sandwich again today. Like I could go.
Just the idea of getting out survival mode when you've been in it.
Yes,
it's like. You're in an email with somebody and they're on the other end of thousands of dollars that you need, and they're like,
and they're chilling, because they're not in survival mode.
They get paid bi-weekly.
Yes, they know exactly when their checks is coming, so they not really in that. And you can't sound too thirsty when you looking for it.
Because then they're like, we can't work with thirsty ass
because now they checking in on the bread all the time, but you over there being like, hey, but I got.
And they'll tell you, they'll be like, we thought it was going to be Tuesday, but it's actually going to be Thursday. And you're like, why? I'm dying on Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. So
what are we going to do now?
So I guess that blood will be on your hands.
Yeah, they're going to call you from the funeral home when they find me. So yeah, Corey, he called, or what did I say his name was?
Chris.
Chris calls in and he's like, what should I do? Memphis Bleak tells him a lot of like, whatever. He's like, his advice, I don't know. It was more like, yo, just move quietly, stack your paper.
He's saying the same thing. He's saying like, hey, don't be on them too heavy because these white people gonna be moving.
He's like, we, the calm start riots. At the end of the call, he doesn't discuss payment at all. Doesn't ask for any money in any form. He says, if you need more help, call back, hit extension tray pound. He's trying to extend it.
Yes. He's like, that'll be $800 and I haven't helped you now, but call me back again. I'm gonna take another $800 and then we're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Jay-Z's charging $800. Memphis Bleak's not charging anything.
Oh, it's no money.
He's not saying anything about it. Oh, they'll figure it out at a later date, I guess.
Oh, he's not on his business.
No, he's not on his business. Not like Jay-Z.
Yeah, well.
Because Jay-Z said, I need to check immediately, write it out.
And if you look, that is kind of how it played out.
Exactly. Ultimately. So they're being honest in their advice,
you
right?
You can see the blueprint, for it all right here.
Burn this place down.
Come on now.
Because this is
Come
magic.
on now. Yeah.
This is magic.
Yeah, that's what we're doing here. Welcome to my favorite lyrics.
One Night Hunter Hustler.
Yes.
So Beanie Siegel's taking every call. He's the operator. Yeah. That's how you answer the phone. One Night Hunter Hustler. Siegel, holla at your boy. What you need? I say that all the time. If you call me ever, I would say that.
Whoa, that's
One Night Hunter Hustler. Siegel, holla at your boy. So
I've never said holla at your boy in my life.
I want you to start.
Not earnestly, at least. You know what I'm saying? Some phrases I just know. I'm just I grew up suburban in a way that like I just know certain phrases aren't accessible to me.
We just need to practice.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I left out of like a situation, if we were like at a show and I was like, all right, holla at your boy, you'd be like, no.
Yeah, but so you telegraphed it so much just now. You was thinking about it so much. You were before you got to it. You were thinking, holla at your boy, holla at your boy, and that's how it comes out crazy.
And you feel it. That's what I'm saying. That's why I just know certain phrases that I gotta leave that to Beanie Siegel.
Yeah,
and
or just don't lock in so hard.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna try it. I'm not gonna try it because I know my limits. But go ahead. Anyway.
So Freeway takes the last verse. The guy calls in, he's like, it's death, murder, kill, homicide. They're like, watch your mouth. We're on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Now they're concerned
You don't know who listening.
Yo, the feds are listening.
Jay-Z,
it's called One Night Hunter Hustler.
Yeah, they looking for hustling type activities. Also, Jay-Z already took a cash payment after he took a check payment after telling somebody to beat somebody up and rob them.
And he said, write my name on it.
So it's like...
They're getting caught.
The jig is up.
This is why they only have one song.
So the hotline only could last so long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Freeway, I mean, you know Freeway's style. He's a first things first. Watch what you. He has a very like emotional rap voice. It sounds like he's crying.
I want to talk to you about that in a second.
Okay, cool. It's a very Philly thing. It's a very emotional thing.
That's what I want to talk about.
And so he gives him this advice. He's like, yo, don't be playing dice. Stay away from whores.
Good advice.
And, write out a check to FR2Es. I'm going to need $2,000.
Wow. How long is this song in total?
What, 4 minutes, maybe less?
So this song's a total 4 minutes.
Yes.
Is there a chorus? Is there a hook on the song?
Not really, no.
Okay, so it's just him rapping.
Siegel coming back on in between and taking the next call. But no, there isn't really a chorus.
So it's like, this is 4 minutes worth of song.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I'm sorry, Freeway took how much?
$2,000.
They've taken $2,800 collectively over the course of 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is either really good business or really bad business, depending on how you look. Like, this does seem like the type of shit that's going to get you investigated by several bureaus.
The Yelp reviews are going to be varied.
Yeah.
Because some people are going to be like, yo, Jigga Man really helped me out. And other people are going to be like, these pussy ass, these bad advice ass.
They took $2,000.
I can't believe he charged me. He didn't tell me it was going to be that much. This is crazy ass. I'm in the hood. I got slapped. They took my shit. They beat me.
They said the first minute was free.
I did what he said. People fucked my bitch. They fucked my bitch. And then I had to pay him. It's an enterprise.
Somebody being exasperated about getting their bitch fucked is one of the funniest. Man, they fucked my bitch. What the fuck? Do they fuck my bitch?
Memphis Bleak fucked my bitch.
She fucked my bitch. I called him and he fucked my bitch.
I called 1-900-HUSTLER and they fucked my bitch.
Ain't this some shit?
And I paid them.
And I'm on probation at work.
But yeah, that's 1-900-HUSTLER. And I just love it because how did they even think of this?
Yeah, how are they sitting around doing hotline song? I like a call-in song.
I like it too, yeah.
That brings to mind like Dr. Carter. Dr. Carter, you know the Wayne song? We've talked about this on the pod before, but it's like, for those of y'all who weren't there in the early days, that was whose episode was that? That was Mary Beth Barone. She brought in Dr. Carter.
Oh, nice.
Every verse was him helping a different rapper with like an issue that they were dealing with.
Absolutely.
And he was the doctor, but it's 3 verses and the first 2 patients die.
Oh.
The first patient, like I forget.
And they gotta pay him?
Well, they got to figure that out with the health with the health insurance. Yeah, they don't ever get into the weeds of how that goes down. They got to deal with Blue Cross Blue Shield on that whole situation. But yeah, that's what that reminds me of. I like this song. I've never heard this in my life.
I had a feeling when I suggested, I was like, he's gonna be like, what the hell is this? And then I was like, and then he's gonna be like, this is dope.
It's a pretty good idea. I'm like, this era of rap shit. So like, I have an older brother, but my older brother he's 12 years older than me.
Oh.
So my older brother, he would have really been on this type of time. Like, this is definitely the type of shit that he would have been into, but he was gone out the house.
Yeah.
By the time this came out in 2000.
Yeah.
So it's like by then he was already gone out the house.
Yeah.
So like I feel like that's who would have needed to introduce me.
To put you on.
Put me onto this. So I feel like I missed this. And my parents was too old to be on this. So like I didn't get handed that.
See, I had an auntie who was a pool hustler from New Jersey. And she was like, you heard the new Dynasty album? And I was like, dang, no, I haven't put it on. And this is where we are.
That's what I'm saying. You needed an older, somebody older to pass it down to you.
Yeah, because I was already a big Jay-Z fan, but this is like the Dynasty album. I was like, what is that even? Like, who was going to be on it? What is the concept there?
Yeah.
And it's like one of my favorite albums.
Huh. Can I ask you about the Philly rapper sound?
Yes.
I meant to come back to this because you brought this up, but every single Philly rapper that I'm aware of is screaming all the time.
I like to say crying.
They're always.
I think weeping is actually right where they live.
It really does sound. What's the Philly song they always do at the like basketball games?
The Beanie Sigel?
I think it is a Beanie.
Beanie.
No, not that one. Oh. It's like when your stomach start growling and the heat start poking and
that's a Freeway song.
That's a Freeway song.
Yeah, that's a Freeway song. Yeah.
But it's just as he's every time. Like I've seen a bunch of videos of people being like them playing it at the Sixers games, and like a bunch of people really going. Every verse feels. And if you don't know, I'm about to do this. And Meek Mill also famous for
screaming.
Constantly screaming.
He be going through it. First of all, the Philadelphia man is often big bearded, a lot of facial hair.
Yeah.
They're moisturizing and oiling their face.
Sure.
They're feeling feelings.
Sure.
You know?
There's a lot of hotepery, I feel like,
Absolutely.
in Philadelphia. Shout out to Dr. Umar.
We got the Roots, we got Jill Scott, we got very introspective, dope hip-hop neo-soul artists. So the rappers are like, I'm not just gonna spit, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
I feel so gully that I have to cry about it. And that's also why Freeway asked for $2,000 on that song, because that's the cry. I need $2,000 for the shit I've been through to even talk to you on the phone. You gotta pay me $2,000.
Just to have a conversation with me.
1 minute, I won't do it.
Because I've been through a lot.
FR2E. Spell my name right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he be going through it.
So it's really it's a reflection of It's a reflection of the city.
Because I know you've been in New York, right? You know how when it gets really cold, you outside like waiting for the train.
Yeah.
You know how that cold like really cuts you in a way where you're like, dang, I just wish I was home.
Well, fortunately, when you're waiting for the train too, you're like you're underground.
Sometimes.
Well, I guess depending on the train that's always been by where I live is always it's an underground joint. But I guess you're right.
Yeah, I do want to get your address. But in Philly, you be like waiting for the bus. Yeah. And the cold is different. It's a different type of. You be like, don't nobody care about me. And that may not even be true.
But that's what comes through.
That's how Philly gets when you cold and you hungry and it's a city that's on a very specific grid. It just it makes you want to cry rap.
I hear that, and now that's gonna help me listen to Meek Mill in a different type of way.
Thank you so much.
Can I tell you something about Meek?
I'm scared.
I feel like he is somebody who I feel like he's like a savant where it's like I feel like he is somebody who was like born to rap. Like that is like what he is like put on this earth to do. He's kind of like he feels like when I hear him rap, I'm just like, oh, you are so gifted at this, and you've put a ton of time into it. Where I'm just like, oh, he really can be so poetic and like put words together in a way that I'm like, oh, you're very talented. You're very talented at this. Yeah. But then I will like read one of his tweets, and I'm like, this is one of the dumbest niggas I've ever seen in my life.
No, it's
this
really
is
crazy.
Somebody who it's like America left behind.
Yo.
This is a child that got left behind in like a really serious way, and so that's what I mean by the savantness of him.
And
I'm like, in this one way, you're so intelligent.
Yes.
In this other way, you're stupid as shit.
Yeah. It's really difficult sometimes, just like news from Philly. You're like, that's the dumbest crime I ever heard. That's the silliest news story I ever heard. But it is the Philly way, It's this mixture of kind of like fancy old English era. Because, Philly has a lot of history. It's like, it's
one of the first like
foundational,
real cities.
Right? And so the accent even has some of that.
Yeah.
But then it also has like the gully, just like North City, obviously the city of brotherly love. And that mixture is, it's very unique. Yeah. And I can talk a lot of shit about Meek Mill, but every once in a while I'll be like, that is a bop. Yo, the bops are bopping.
No, of course.
I wish he wouldn't tweet.
That's the thing, is like if he left it to the music.
Let's save those feelings for the next soundtrack.
That's what I was my favorite Meek Mill tweet was the one where he was like some do coke, I don't, some gay, I'm not. Hold on, let me find it. Hold on.
And that's why Freeway spelled his name, because he wanted to make sure.
It's.
What are you gonna search? Meek Mill tweet, I not gay? What are you gonna search?
No. Hold on.
Also, that video where Diddy is calling him daddy. Yeah. And he's like hanging out the pool. And like, look, I could subscribe to the notion that nothing happened. I could subscribe to that if Meek Mill wanted me to believe that. But the fact that he let that happen is enough. That's enough for me.
This isn't the tweet I was looking for, but this is a tweet that happened like in the wake of all this Diddy stuff.
Yeah.
He tweeted, when I got a girl around me, I'm fucking her twice a day, LOL. Ask some of your favorites. Pussy don't control me, but it's like a high. One love to the gay people, but that juicy pussy do it for me. I done ran red lights to get that feeling. Y'all weird on here like devils, LOL.
I mean, that's poetry. Print that out, hang that up. You should hang that up in the studio.
I really one love to the gay people, but the juicy pussy do it for me.
How many E's in me?
It looks like about 5 or 6.
Wow.
And then a little smiley face after.
That's a poet at work.
He's thinking in a special way. He's thinking in a special way for sure.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that I love it. I'm like, you're silly.
Oh wait. Oh no, I found it.
The excitement on his face.
I found it.
Okay.
I found it. He goes, y'all choose to watch rap battles and gossip, ... I watch Gaza, Israel, ... Haiti being torn apart, ... I watch the state of people really poor in real life. Some think I'm different. I think they are clueless to real life. But hey, who am I? Y'all do coke, I don't. Some gay, I'm not. The not is on a separate line. I need you to look at...
Oh, well, that's iambic pentameter.
Yeah, sure, he's doing... That's just a, it's
that's
a stylistic...
how that works with poets. I didn't anticipate the Israel-Gaza conversation prior to the I not gay conversation. So I'm impressed that those two things
managed to get those ideas together.
It's a lot, yeah. But I also think that's like I don't know. Other people might agree, but the Philly energy is very much like, y'all not on that shit I'm on.
Y'all couldn't understand what I got going on.
Y'all be watching this, but I be watching that. I'm different. But I almost feel like most men from inner cities say the same thing.
I think that's kind of. I think black people in general like to be like, y'all not doing. Y'all don't got this.
Woo.
Y'all don't got. Y'all look at.
It's deep in us.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the socks I got on.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't ever seen no socks like that.
I'm like y'all, but better.
But I'm different.
That's our favorite thing.
I'm around y'all, but I'm actually out of there.
I have to come down here to hang out with y'all, but I be up here.
Yeah, exactly. And that's so, and y'all couldn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We talking,
but
you're not understanding
and
me,
you'll
though.
never.
You know what I'm saying?
You'll never get it.
Because you couldn't, because you, and I'm me.
And I was born this way.
Yeah.
And my kids will be this way. Yeah.
And your kids gonna be born over there.
And that's a shame. But all I can do is pray for you.
Yeah. I hope, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully God gonna get you right. Probably not.
Yeah. I gotta leave y'all.
Yeah. Shout out to Meek. Shout out to
Meek Mill.
Nobody doing it like him.
And stop calling him Meek Mills.
But you can call him Meek Millie.
Stop calling Joe Buttons. Because you're giving these niggas a complex.
Oh, I actually didn't realize people was calling him Joe Buttons.
Oh, they are. Like, as if there's multiple.
I'm glad that there's not.
Thank goodness.
I'll say that. One time Joe Budden was at our show Dad, which you did.
Yeah.
One time we saw this guy and he was wearing like this one of those big ass like Pharrell hats. Remember those like wide brim like park ranger hats that went up like this? Yeah. Somebody was wearing a hat like that and it was red and it stood out so crazy. We were like, you know how when you're on stage like the light is like kind of bright and you can't always see people in the back.
Especially at Dad, yeah.
Yeah, and then like I couldn't tell and then I walked over and I was like, that's fucking Joe Budden.
It sounds like a Love and Hip Hop ass outfit.
Basically. And I was like, what the fuck is Joe Budden doing? He didn't talk to none of us. Yeah. He just like posted up, like watched the show and then he left.
Yeah, he does like comedy.
Sure. I heard him tell a story about going to he like went to go see I think Chappelle and he was like all the openers were funny. He was like except for Aziz. Fuck Aziz.
Oh damn.
And I was like that's such a funny person to like be like I really wasn't fucking with him.
Like, Joe Budden critique is not something I want.
No.
I just would rather he not know that I'm a person.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to be involved in any conversations he's having. Wait, Chanel, you were actually there. I'm pretty sure you were there for one of the biggest bombs I've ever had.
I would remember that, I think.
You might not. You might have been in the green room while this happened, but this was like, it's 2019, so I'm like newish to the city at this point. And it was at like, it was a weed show. It was a weed show at like a speakeasy, like a weed speakeasy in like Midtown. It was like some kind of weed club. This is like before...
And the windows are like tinted and you can't see the daylight?
Yes.
Okay, yes. I remember that. A lot of people bombed there.
And it was, I've told the story in other places, but it really was like, I remember they had a joint rolling or a blunt rolling competition like before the show started. You might have been, were you hosting it? I don't know, but I know you were there.
Yeah, for sure.
And I remember the blunt rolling competition happened, and then right after that, whoever was hosting was like, all right, next up we got Devon. Y'all give it up for Devon. And I go up. Weed shows are always just tough and bad, just kind of in general.
Yeah,
it's
not
always,
great audiences.
Which is, if you had, many comics will say some of the worst shows they had was at a weed show, which is like, people think it would go the other way, but they're terrible shows.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, man, like, this shit is going pretty rough. I need to just pull out the best joints I got. So whatever the best joints I had like 7 years ago, I was like, you know, like the ones like I'm pulling back from like my earliest open mic, like whatever the shit that I'm like, this stuff always works.
And it's not just a weed crowd, it's a black weed crowd.
Yes.
And they really don't give a fuck.
No, and they really do not, they don't feel like, they don't feel any need to like laugh to like make you feel supported. It's either you got them, you get them, or you don't.
They want you to give up.
That's what I'm saying.
They're like, we want you to doubt yourself until you convince us.
I saw like an old interview with like Eddie Murphy where he was talking about like, like he's like, black rooms, like they almost like don't want you to win. They almost are looking, being like, he ain't about to be funny. I'm probably funnier than him. Like I know somebody, Willie at my job.
You know my uncle.
He's funny.
Yeah.
This guy, you're not funny with your, like they're almost coming in being like, we'll see.
But I like that about black people, that we have a high standard of entertainment. I appreciate that about us until I'm bombing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and then I'm like, yo, motherfucker.
That's
that's why we can't have nothing. Y'all don't want to listen to the women.
I don't know if you feel this way, but it's like, I feel killing in front of a black crowd makes me feel so like so much better than killing in front of a white crowd, and bombing in front of a black crowd makes me feel so much worse.
Black
like it impacts
silence me, is loud as hell.
It hurts my feelings in like a really bad way. And this set, like let's say I was doing 8 minutes, I was like 6 minutes in, and it's going really bad. Like nothing's working at all. And a woman shouts out from the crowd. She goes, "Baby, how much time you got left?"
Oh gosh.
And in a normal situation, I would shut that down and be like, "Yo, don't forget, you don't get to yell during my set." But in this instance, I was so defeated. I was like, "You're right. I should probably let me go ahead and wrap it." I think I tried one more thing. It didn't work. I did one of those ones where it's like, I didn't even say bye to nobody. My bag was in the green room. I picked up my bag without saying bye to anyone, which I apologize in hindsight.
No, I'm pissed.
I'm so I grabbed.
I'm gonna flip this table.
Like I've actually been waiting. That's actually why I came.
Can't believe it took 46 minutes for him to bring this shit up.
I grabbed my bag, went straight into the elevator. I'm in the elevator, and a dude who like also I guess just randomly was leaving at the same time. He goes, he taps me on the shoulder. He goes, "Hey man, you gonna figure it out."
No, that's the worst.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I've actually been doing fine. I was like, most of my shows go pretty good actually. You just caught me at a bad time, but yeah, I just went.
Yeah, weed shows, that's what they're designed for, to make you question everything you ever thought about yourself.
To break you.
And see if it's true.
Yeah, and that night it was. But, that's the beautiful thing about stand-up is it'll never let you get too high or too low because the next good set or bad set is right around the corner.
I also personally, when I bomb, I sit in it.
Oh,
I
really?
go sit in the green room. I talk to everybody. I wait till the crowd is done. Yeah. And I watch them not want to talk to me. Or just, oh, you were funny,
You love
and
pain.
And then I get home and I'm like, I'm so strong.
Yeah.
I'm so strong. Can't nobody destroy me.
That's like the comedy equivalent of like doing like an ice bath.
Exactly.
You're just like, yeah, like this hurts temporarily, but it's gonna go away.
Yeah, y'all didn't like me this time.
But I'm
gonna get you.
I'm gonna come back on the other side of this.
Yeah. Follow them home, See if they entertain you.
I'm gonna get you. Chanel, before we get out of here, you want to listen to a voicemail?
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Hello. I am calling to maybe restart some J-Lo discourse.
Interesting.
I feel like we talked about that as like a society for a little bit, and then it went away. And I'm glad that it feels like Ashanti kind of like got what she deserved. I'm here to kind of make the claim that Ashanti was in fact J-Lo's ghostwriter / ghost singer.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Even though J-Lo like has tried to deny it as many times as she possibly could.
She would.
My proof is in the I'm Real remix.
I'm Real, yeah.
Featuring Ja Rule. Mm-hmm. At like the bridge, perhaps, of the song. Allegedly, if J-Lo is singing the song, She says the N-word twice. Now, that would be an issue. That's a problem. That's questionable behavior from J-Lo. However, what if it wasn't J-Lo saying it? What if perhaps it was another well-known singer, really great singer, actually, a better singer, some would say.
Yeah.
Me, I'm saying that. Ashanti that's singing that. Then that would make sense. That would make sense why she would say that. But no, allegedly, it's J-Lo, and it's on the record as J-Lo saying the N-word. And I just wanted to wake that up. That's all.
That was a good-ass voicemail.
This is fascinating. Caller, you didn't tell us your name, but it says you're from Cleveland. Shout out to you. Comment and let us know who you are whenever this comes out. I'm
calling you baby girl.
Yeah, baby girl. You're gonna be baby girl until further notice, until you reveal yourself. This is interesting. I'll let you go first. Do you have any thoughts?
No, I agree, and I heard that. First of all, the I'm Real remix is so dope.
Yeah, it's good.
It's such a good song that it doesn't make sense that J-Lo would be on it. It doesn't make sense that her verse would be so catchy and so smooth.
She was doing that though. J-Lo was on a little run during this period of time.
I agree.
This is the early 2000s. This is when she was having her
But it was
joints.
a remix for a reason, right? Because the first I'm Real was slightly popping off. It wasn't. It was nowhere near the I'm Real remix. But then Ja Rule. Now we're playing basketball in the music video. You know, things just got a little more. You know, a little more New York City, even though she is from uptown.
Okay, Ashanti, according to Wikipedia, Ashanti recorded the demo version of the remix and provided background vocals for the final version. So it does seem as though this was written by Ashanti.
I'm sure J-Lo heard the reference track.
Yes.
I was like, Ashanti said 2 niggas? Well, I gotta say at least 2 niggas then.
Right, but I don't remember this because this is kind of like...
You don't remember the era when Ja Rule and Murder Inc. and Irv Gotti were basically controlling everything Ashanti did?
I do. Well, I guess I didn't know about what was happening on the business end of things.
Yes.
I knew she was singing the hooks on all of their songs.
It took some time for Ashanti to get her own career. She was writing and
she was behind a lot of stuff. I mean,
They were keeping her, under wraps for a while.
They knew they had a good thing going, and they was like, we gotta lock this down. Ashanti also was on a run.
Yeah.
During this, she had, shout out Always on Time, What's Love. She was Foolish. She was She was on one.
Her album was killer.
Oh, Happy. I forgot. I'm so
classic.
Happy. Man. Ashanti. Shout out Ashanti. I did not know that they had J-Lo saying the N-word on multiple occasions. I will say though, did Fat Joe used to say it?
I don't know, but I do remember Big Pun was saying it. And remember, she was also in the video for Big Pun after he died. She did that one for him, and I was just trying to remember. I was like, did she mouth nigga?
Probably.
Because she was rapping his lyrics.
People aren't going to like that I say this, but I will say, like, when I was growing up, there were certain non-black people that could say it, but it was vibe dependent.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all had, but it was like certain Mexicans could, like, get away with it.
And I personally have never caught that vibe. It hasn't found me yet.
You've never seen that type of...
Yeah.
You've never seen that type of...
I do agree that it probably exists. I just haven't been around that type of non-black person where I was like, yeah, I'm okay when you do it.
Big Pun feels like he could have... I mean, Big Pun, nobody seemed mad about Big Pun at the time.
I'm not arguing with Big Pun.
You feel me?
About anything. We're not going to have any discussions about anything he said. He can say whatever he wants to say.
And that's what I'm saying. I feel like for that type of person, I feel like you could... Jennifer... It's not her.
No.
I know it's her. Whatever type of like non-black past that might exist in certain situations, I would say J-Lo doesn't have it. So J-Lo, if you're listening, we know that you are.
Yeah.
No more. You got to cut that out.
And if you go back and really listen, she says it like she's not supposed to be saying it.
Interesting. Now I want to.
She'd be like, I told them niggas, mind their business.
She said it like I said, holla at your boy, where you could tell it was like, oh man, there's a leader. I ran up to the edge of the diving board and I did not jump right in. I paused for a second before I jumped.
She was in the studio. She was like, okay, I'm doing it. Okay,
so here you go.
It's coming, niggas. And that's what it sounded like.
I guess we'll listen to this off mic. But Chanel, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you pulling up. Do you have anything you'd like to plug for the people?
Yo, you can go to ChanelAli.com to see where I'm going to be performing. Follow me on Instagram at Chanel Ali. That's Chanel like the perfume, Ali like Muhammad.
There you go. Chanel Ali. Thank you for pulling up. Bye, y'all. My Favorite Lyrics is a production by Disco Nap. If you guys like what you hear, leave a review and tell a homie about the show. And make sure to follow us at My Favorite Lyrics Pod on all social platforms, except for Twitter. We offer that. You can learn more about this week's guest and the My Favorite Lyrics team by checking out the show's notes. And thank you to the guys that made this show happen. Executive producer, Lauren Mandel. Producer, Carmen Carigan. Our editor, Nicole Lyons. Fringe Podcasts, who engineered this episode. And yeah, that's all the people that I'm going to thank for now.